video we see about SQL. This is my use case, hotel reservation system to manage rooms, guest reservation and bookings. So this is schema. Let's move on to the MySQL workbench. If you want to create a new database, just click this icon to create a database. After creating database, move on to the table. I already created 5 tables: booking, guest, payments, reservation, rooms. If you want to see a table, just use this query, select star from database name dot table name. Let's move on to the simple SQL queries for this use case. First, inserting value. This query inserts a new guest records with the specific details into guest table, including a unique guest ID, first name, last name, email and phone number. Next query, delete. This query deletes the guest record with guest ID 7 from the guest table, removing their information from the system. So let's check it out. Then join. This query retrieves the room number along with the check-in and check-out dates of a reservation associated with those rooms, utilizing an inner join between the rooms and reservation table based on room ID. So let's move on to the aggregate values. This query calculates the total sum of payments amount from the payment table, providing an aggregate value representing the overall pay in the system. See, it shows the overall payment. Then move on to the window function. This query selects room ID, room number, price from the room table, assigning a rank to each room based on its price, its descending order using a window function rank. Let's move on to the view. This statement creates a view named available rooms, which includes all rows and columns from the room table, and the availability column as value of 1, representing available rooms in the system. Next, CTE, which is a common table expression. This query first retrieves all the rows from the payment table in the database. Then it creates a column CTE named high payments, containing rows from the payments table where the payment amount exceeds 3,000, providing a subset of high value transaction of further analysis. So these are the basic queries in SQL. Let's move on to the business. First query, revenue for a specific data range. This query calculates the total revenue generated for reservation made between April 1st 24 and 10th 24 by summing up total amount column from the reservation table for a specific data range. See, it shows the revenue column. And then total revenue by payment method. This query groups payment amount by their respective payment method from the payment table, providing insight into revenue distribution across different payment methods used by guests for booking. It's on credit card or cash. Next, revenue generated by room type. This query aggregates the total revenue generated from each room type by joining the room's booking and the payment table, then grouping by room type to analyze revenue contribution from different room categories like a standard, deluxe, suite, like this. It's giving separate revenue. Then the last query, total amount spent by each guest. So this query calculates the total amount spent by each guest by joining the guest, reservation and payments table based on guest ID and reservation ID, then grouping by guest to provide insight into individual guest spending behaviors.